Hey, welcome back to Mr. P. Helps with Algebra 2. This is Unit 4, Topic 1, SLT3. It's really just a continuation of the last video, and we're doing some more examples, and we're identifying what two functions does it take to make the given graph. So we're combining functions. We're either adding them or multiplying them. So when you're looking at this graph, the first thing you want to identify is what type of operation is it? Is it addition or is it multiplication? And the way you can tell is if it's the midline that's changing, then you know it's addition. For instance, if you look at this graph, this is going in a straight line like this, and it's going through the middle of the graph, which means its midline is changing throughout the graph. So this is definitely an addition problem. And once again, I know that because it's the midline that's changing. Now, what two types of functions does it take to create this? Well, first of all, it's going in a straight line, which appears to be very much a straight line. So I know linear is involved in it. And I also know that a trig function is involved because of the way that it's waving back and forth. It looks very much like a trig function. This time, the midline is changing just the same as the other one. So this one is also an addition problem, and this one's also a combination of a trig function. Clearly, you can see it looks just like a sine or a cosine function. And it's being combined with an exponential because it's got that hyperbola shaped to the midline. For this one, you can clearly tell it's, and I'm not going to keep writing, I'm just going to say it from now on. So you can clearly tell that the amplitude is changing throughout time. And you can also tell that on the outside, it's making sort of like a V shape. So this is an absolute value function being combined or multiplied by a trigonometric function. For this one, pretty clear cut. If you can see that the midlines are changing for both pieces. The midlines are both clearly making a rational function. So this is a rational function being added to a trigonometric function. And I know it's addition because it's the midline that's changing, not the amplitude that's changing. This one here, it stops right here and it goes in this sort of fashion. So that's a square root function and a trigonometric function. Notice that trigs are pretty much on all of these examples. And this is clearly a multiplication. And I know it's multiplication because it's the amplitude, it's the height of the waves that's changing over time. It's not the direction that it's changing over time. Now, when you look really closely at these two graphs here, they're both logarithmic, one's being added and one's being multiplied to a trigonometric function. Now, I know that because look at the general shape. Now, it's very tough to tell which one is which, but you can actually tell. The red one's graph 1, the blue one's graph 2, sorry. The blue one is clearly the multiplication and the red is the addition. Now, I say clearly, although it's a very, very subtle difference, they both kind of have that general shape, which looks like a logarithmic, which I know it's logarithmic because it has a vertical asymptote. The giveaway here is, look at the blue one. Look how tall it is at the end, and look how short it is at the beginning, whereas the red one pretty much had the exact same height consistently all throughout. That's because only the midline's changing, which makes it addition, and this one, the amplitude's changing, which makes it multiplication. But it is a very subtle difference. All right, thanks again for watching, and I look forward to making videos for the next unit. Have a wonderful day. Thanks again.